Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Arsenal's monster set for Xhaka-like redemption. Mikel Arteta has transformed Arsenal's fortunes, turning players like Granit Xhaka from villain to hero. Signed for £34 million in 2016, Xhaka's early years were underwhelming, and as captain under Unai Emery, he clashed with fans, nearly ending his Arsenal career. Arteta's faith revived him, leading to a standout 2022-23 season with 9 goals and 7 assists, earning fans' adoration. Now, another star could follow suit. Gabriel Martinelli, once called a monster by Mark Manbrians, shone in 2022-23 with 15 goals and 7 assists but has since faded, starting just 1 game this season. New signings like Eberechi Eze have pushed him down the pecking order. Yet, his recent goal and assist against Athletic Bilbao show his potential. Arteta, valuing finishers over mere substitutes, could guide Martinelli to reclaim his place, much like Xhaka. Thierry Henry speaks out on Arsenal's clash with Athletic Bilbao. Thierry Henry delivered a must-watch analysis that dissected the shortcomings of Viktor Gyökeres as Arsenal secured a hard-fought 2-0 victory over Athletic Bilbao on Tuesday night. The Gunners toiled for much of their visit to the San Mamés Stadium, but late heroics from substitutes Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard turned the tide, ensuring a winning start to their Champions League campaign under Mikel Arteta's stewardship. The match was no walk in the park for Arsenal, who faced a stern test in northern Spain. Among those who struggled was Eberechi Eze, whose deployment out wide drew significant flack from pundits and fans alike. However, Eze wasn't the only one under scrutiny. Gyökeres, the Swedish international, endured a lackluster evening, prompting Arsenal's all-time great, Henry, to dedicate much of his post-match breakdown to the newcomer's performance. Gyökeres has shown flashes of brilliance since his £64 million move to North London in the summer, bagging 3 goals in 4 Premier League outings for his new club. His prolific record of 39 goals in 33 league appearances for Sporting last season suggests he has the tools to dismantle defences with ease. Yet, Henry pinpointed a critical flaw in the striker's game that, if addressed, could elevate him from a reliable forward to one of the world's elite. In his razor-sharp analysis on CBS Sports, Henry zeroed in on Gyökeres' movement towards goal. The Swede's pace and power are undeniable, reminiscent of a certain Erling Haaland, but his time in less demanding leagues has left gaps in his game. In Portugal, his raw speed often sufficed to create chances, but the Premier League and Champions League demand sharper instincts and smarter positioning to outwit top-tier defenders. Breaking down a key moment, Henry gestured towards a clip of Gyökeres advancing into the box. "The ball needs to be driven here, past the defender," he explained. "If you control it properly, they'll never catch you." He had 2 chances to do it. He didn't. He's not even looking at what's happening. He's hoping. They're hoping. But that first touch, it's just not good enough. Micah Richards, Henry's fellow pundit, chimed in, asking whether this was a matter of confidence or technique. Henry was unequivocal. Both. "Look, we know he can score goals, but away from home, that's a goal. He should be going one-on-one. That's the difference between going 1-0 up or staying level at 0-0. His words underscored the fine margins that separate good strikers from the greats. Henry's analysis offered a fascinating glimpse into the mind of one of football's sharpest forwards. His own career, marked by 175 Premier League goals in 258 appearances for Arsenal, was built on staying half a step ahead of defenders, a mindset he clearly wants Gyökeres to adopt. The Frenchman's critique wasn't just about pointing out flaws, it was a blueprint for how the Swede could reach the pinnacle of the game. For Gyökeres, the road to redemption is just around the corner. Arsenal's next challenge comes on Sunday afternoon when they host bitter rivals Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium. The clash will mark Gyökeres' first chance to go toe-to-toe with Haaland since his return to English football, setting the stage for a compelling showdown between 2 towering strikers. The spotlight will be firmly on Gyökeres to prove he can heed Henry's advice and sharpen his instincts against one of the world's best defences. For Arsenal fans, it's a chance to see whether their new man can rise to the occasion and begin carving out his own legacy in the red and white. With Henry's words ringing in his ears, the stage is set for a defining moment in the Swede's fledgling Arsenal career. Thierry Henry's candid verdict on Arteta's Arsenal and their 2025-26 ambitions. Thierry Henry, an Arsenal legend, has laid out a clear ultimatum for his former club as they navigate the 2025-26 season, while also sharing his honest take on Mikel Arteta's management. The Gunners have made remarkable strides under Arteta, establishing themselves as one of Europe's elite sides. Yet, despite their progress, silverware has remained elusive since their FA Cup triumph at the end of the 2019-20 campaign. For 3 consecutive Premier League seasons, Arsenal have finished as runners-up, a commendable but ultimately trophyless feat. Their European exploits last term also fell short, with Paris Saint-Germain, the eventual champions, knocking them out in the Champions League semi-finals. The absence of a major trophy has intensified scrutiny on Arteta's project, and Henry believes the time for excuses has run out. Last season, injuries were often cited as the reason for Arsenal's shortcomings, but Henry dismisses this as a valid justification for the current campaign. With a squad brimming with quality and depth, the Gunners are well equipped to compete on all fronts. Speaking on CBS Sports Champions League coverage, Henry declared it absolutely vital for Arsenal to end their trophy drought this season. "Look at the squad depth Arsenal have now. There's quality in every position," Henry remarked. "Some teams might challenge for spots in the starting 11, but Arsenal could almost field 2 full sides. Even with players like Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Jesus missing, their bench tonight was still stacked. This team is ready to compete across all competitions." Henry's message was blunt: "Let's be honest, this year they have to win something. There's no hiding anymore." He stressed that finishing second, while admirable, doesn't cut it. Second place doesn't bring you a trophy. It's great, but at some point, you've got to back up what you're doing with silverware, he said, urging Arsenal to seize their moment. The Frenchman sees the Premier League title race as a battle primarily between Arsenal and Liverpool, though he cautioned against writing off Manchester City, who are experimenting with new players. "Whatever the competition, Arsenal need to bring something home," Henry insisted. "You can't keep talking about what you've nearly done. It's time to deliver." Henry also voiced concerns about Arteta's mindset in big matches, suggesting the manager sometimes adopts an overly cautious approach. "When you're chasing a title, you don't play to avoid losing, you go out and grab it," he said. "To beat the likes of Liverpool or City, you've got to take the fight to them, not hope for a draw or a narrow defeat." Reflecting on recent matches, Henry pointed to Arsenal's 1-0 loss to Liverpool last month as an example of this negative mentality. He also recalled a pivotal 2-0 defeat to Aston Villa at the Emirates in 2024. Arteta took off a striker and brought on a defensive midfielder, thinking about not losing, Henry noted. "We ended up losing anyway. Ollie Watkins scored. Had we won that game, we'd have been above City, and who knows what might have happened." Henry's words carry the weight of experience, harking back to his own era when Arsenal had to outmuscle Manchester United to claim the Premier League crown. For the Gunners to end their trophy drought in 2025-26, Henry believes they must shed their cautious tendencies and embrace a fearless approach to finally bring silverware back to the Emirates. Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!